Hello, hello, peoples of the interwebs. Here we go again. Delta Mike down and out in Torrevieja. We'll have a wait and see how many people arrive in the next 5 or 10 minutes, and we'll do the full-on intro in due course. I had to just take my doggy for a quick walk. I've been sat here for quite a few hours. I had to take her for a quick walk. I had to get my lantern plugged in. The proper light, the light that I would have used as normal, it's been out in the sun all day. And here's how bright it is. It's fucking not. I've got no idea. Without any power into it, I don't get any signal back from it. And I've got no idea. It's just not charging. I'll leave it out all day and I have no idea whether it's charging or not. Maybe it's on and in the day it's turning on, but I can't see it because it's brighter in the day than the lamp is. And maybe it's using more power than it's receiving. I don't know. I'm left guessing. So I've only got the one lantern. Bit awkward. A little bit awkward. Thumbs up if you would, folks. Those of you that are here early. Also, live chat, all messages are visible. Is where you want to be. Live chat, not top chat. In chat. You need to be in chat. If you are here at all, you need to have chat open. This is where we take part. This is how we interact. You ask me questions, I answer questions. You tell me what a wanker I am, I tell you to fuck off. You know, whatever it is. Chat is where it happens. And a certain amount gets filtered out by top chat, which is the default. You want to go live chat all messages so that you can see everything, like I just did and just had to. Frank Nadobody, hello Frank, haven't seen you in a little while, my friend. Always happy to see Frank Nadobody over in, I was going to say Canada, but you're not. You're in the extreme north of, let me pick the state. You're in the extreme northwest of New England. I was there myself a few years ago. It's not just a few years ago, it's a while ago now. Hold on, is it New Hampshire? Are you in the extreme north of New Hampshire? Sipping on gin and lemonade. That's a little bit gay, my friend. Gin and lemonade. Gin. Gin's a girl's drink. Come on, what are you doing? Buy beer like a real man. I'm joking, I'm kidding, I'm just, you know, pulling your plonker. But gin? It tastes like drinking flowers. I don't know what to say. About to switch to whiskey and coke. You see, that's a man's drink. You see, reject the gay, go masculine. Sorry, Clive, and anybody else who is of a an alternate persuasion. I don't mean it. I just say these things to be. I say them deliberately to be. Oh, you ran out of gin. You'd have carried on with the gin if you had more. Okay, you ran out of gin. That means you've been very, very gay this last couple of weeks, drinking the whole bottle. I think you're digging deeper. Just shush. Just stay with the switching to whiskey and coke. I'll be honest. I've got vodka. I've got coke. I'm right at the end. If you remember last Saturday, I bought a bottle of it's not a liqueur. I keep saying liqueur, and it's not a liqueur. It's not licorice either. aniseed. I bought a bottle of aniseed spirit. But let's call it pastiche because the French would. It's not labelled that over here, but it's gonna be there or thereabouts. I'm coming to the end of it now. I've got maybe two more. If I pour it for a count of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I do 2 of those, I'll probably run out. Jack attacked in the house. Oh, have I not done the? Oh, I haven't. Thank you, my friend. Hold on. Turns out I can't pin it from here. But if I come in as an outsider, bizarrely, this is why the YouTube app is fucked. I can come in as an outsider and do shit that I can't do as me during my own stream. Hold on. Brightness is brightness is way too high. No, brightness, fuck off. Okay. Brightness gone. Now I have to find me. Down here, view channel. Go live. And pick this stream. Now I have to. Can you hear me? Now I have to. Can you hear me? There's like a 5 or 10 second delay. Shut that cunt up because he's an idiot. Now I have to take Jack attacked and pin his message. There we go. No? It's not there. It says here, message pinned. Over here. Oh! Okay, it shows across the top on my display. Of course it does. Because why be fucking consistent? Honestly, user experience designers, developers, whatever you want to call your fucking selves, you just keep changing things for the fucking shit of it. Consistency. If you're going to put it at the bottom of everyone's chat, put it at the bottom of my screen. Don't put it at the top of my screen when it's at the bottom of everyone else's. That's going to lead me to go, oh, up here, folks, for the link. And for anyone watching, and when I watch it back tomorrow, I'm pointing at fucking nothing because the link will be down there. User experience, UX, developers, designers, whatever you want to call yourself, just get to fuck. Be consistent. Stop changing shit just to change shit. I know that's your job. You have to always tell the boss something needs changing, improving. We all know that most of the changes don't improve shit. You're changing them just because, well, if we don't change something, we'll be out of a job tomorrow. How many meetings did you have around this? Whether to move the link from the top to the bottom. How many meetings was that? Did you all, how much bike shedding happened? Loads of people sat in on the meeting, never said a fucking word, but then they had a word about what colour should the text be, or should it be this or that? Should it be on the left or the right or the top or the bottom? No real actual fucking impact, but it's called bike shedding for a reason. You're going to build a lovely building. There's going to be an office block. It's going to cost 200 million to build the office block. But outside, you're going to have some sheds where people who arrive by bike can park their bikes. Everyone can have an opinion about a bike shed. It should be red, it should be green, it should be blue. It should be in the sun, out the sun. It should be in the east, it should be on the west. It should face this way, it should face that way. You were meant to be discussing a fucking £200 million fucking building. But nobody knows anything about how to build a £200 million building. So everyone has an opinion about the bike shed. It's literally in management science, it's called bike shedding. Anyway, let me scroll. Zami, I'm in the fuck it camp. There you go. Everyone's got opinions. Why mess with something that works? I've first-hand seen the changes ruining a great logistics system to make it a shambles in which people are struggling to maintain their livelihoods. Management meetings, my friend, it's kind of how it is. They call an all-hands meeting and then they kind of ignore half the people. They've already decided which way they want to go. They're just going to present you with some options and hope that you vote the way that they've kind of presented it, built it. Yeah, seen it so often. David, I test software. I used to test software for a living. That's why I drink. Okay. I can validate that assertion. I can, yeah. When you present something to an audience and you ask for their thoughts, and you're looking at the core concept of how it works. They're looking at colours and fonts and lighting and is there enough of a contrast between the font at the front and whatever's at the back? Do we need to put a black border around the text just to make it stand out a little bit more? I feel you, because I lived you, I was you. But I ended up as a tramp in a fucking field. I mean, if you want that as a horror story. TrampCast 001. Scrolling. Karen's in the house. Frank was saying hello to Jack Attack. Jack Attack's in the house. Karen's in the house. Language lol. Hold on. Which language? What did I say something wrong? I might have used a naughty word. No, Karen. Well, I don't know. I say all the. How dare you say language to me when I say all the fucking words? Come on. If we were discussing the word nigger, I would say the word nigger. Don't be going language, Timothy. I'm not. Firstly, I'm not Timothy, but secondly, I just said nigger 3 times. Have some Canadian Club Reserve 9. I don't know what Canadian Club is. Club Soda? Is that not just fizzy water? You make it sound like it's something more specialised. There was Jack Attack with his PayPal link, which I did manage to pin. It's ridiculous that I can't do it here in the main screen on YouTube. I have to come in as a viewer and make those changes. That's daft. Aber Falls Welsh whiskey here. Only 2 fingers left though. You have the other 3 fingers chopped off. Are you Nubby McStubby? I know that you're talking about how much whiskey you've got left. I know, but I watch. What's he called? He gives people marks out of 10, and he also scores them on. He does a weekly, like a fuck up of the week of people on building sites and stuff. What is he called? I know what he's called, I just can't get there. But he often has, the guys that are there often have like fucking fingers missing. There's often a Stubby McNuggy or whatever the name might be. The guy's like showing you a shortcut on using a fucking circular saw, but he's got 3 fingers missing. You're like, that's not the guy to be taking a fucking lesson from. Rate your, what does he call it? Not rate your injury, rate your hack. Rate your hack? What's he called? Someone will tell me before I get there. When I go back to the bottom, someone will have told me. I like the guy. He's obviously a time served in like warehouses and building sites and places with heavy industrial machinery. He knows what he's talking about. When he watches somebody lift something too heavy on a forklift, and too heavy but not even properly on the, only half on the forks and too heavy, and the whole forklift goes over and the guy ends up jumping out thinking he's going to save his life by jumping free. Rate your hack. Nobody ever gets any points. Run out of gin, about to switch. Sipping on some gin and lemonade on a humid. Yeah, I mean, I can appreciate the humid day. Let me check where we are temperature-wise here today. The last 2 or 3 nights have all been 27 degrees at this time of night. I feel like this is probably similarly 28 degrees right now. It's 28. 28 feels like 32. I believe you guys call that the heat index when it feels hotter than it really is. 28 feels like 32. Yeah. 2 and 3% and maybe 5% chance of rain at some point. Not like yesterday where we had 97% chance of rain and it happened over there. It missed us entirely. I don't even know if it happened. 97% chance of rain, nothing. Congrats to my mate Ismo who was here earlier today. We had said previously the next time he was over he's going to help me put the tarp over my roof. We didn't do that. So I'm probably going to do that solo tomorrow morning if it's relatively wind-free. It will involve It will involve some science. Tying a rock to a piece of string to the tarp, throwing it up and over, and holding the tarp over. Only probably one or two rocks. We'll see how that goes. Let me scroll. I'm going to scroll and keep scrolling, sipping on some. Okay, I'm now going forwards because it won't let me go back beyond Frank. Hello, Delta Mike. Sipping on Jim and run out of gin. Aberfalls Welsh whiskey. David. So instead of David, do I have to call you Daffyd? Are you a Daffyd? If you're in Wales, are you in Wales? Welsh whiskey here, only 2 fingers left though. I'm gonna go Daffyd. But you might be the only Daffyd in the village. I don't know. I'm not gonna say the other thing. Karen said language lol, hello Frank, and Jack Attack, hello. They're saying hello between each other. That was David. I test software for a living. That's why I drink. Testing software. I used to test. I used to make software, test software. I think it's well known by now. I built a system that found millions of hacked websites, and I couldn't monetize it. I couldn't turn it into a business. I spent 6 months paying people to build the system. We built the system, it worked perfectly. We had the robot, it did the things. We couldn't turn hacked websites into business. Despite the fact that previously, people with hacked websites came to us and asked us to de-hack them. And then secure them against further hacks. But given a database of hacked websites, we couldn't make it work. There's 20 grand of my money down the drain. I thought if we could get 0.1% of people to pay us to de-hack their websites, we couldn't contact them reliably without them thinking it was spam or a con or a. We built the system was brilliant, hacked or not. It was brilliant. We just couldn't monetize it into a thing. And we couldn't test the theory until we had the computer to pick out, you know what I mean? Yeah. We could have manually selected like 1,000 websites and approached people. But realistically, you needed the whole system up and running to detect the hacked websites, to ask the hacked websites, would you pay us to secure your website? And it's a particular kind of hack that was kind of invisible. This was what was pernicious about it. The pharma hack, PHAR, like pharmaceuticals, pharma. They couldn't see their website was hacked. And when you tried to explain to them how to spot it was hacked, they didn't believe you. They thought they thought you were tricking them into hacking their website. Go to Google and type site : and then your domain name and then the word Viagra. Look, I'm not typing that. That looks, you could be tricking me into doing something. It's Google, for fuck's sake. Site : is a recognized thing to just restrict the results to one specific domain, your website. I'm not tricking, I'm not making Google hack your website, or I'm not making you cough up details to me. Couldn't be done, folks, in any kind of mass. We found the Royal and Albert Victoria, what's that called? The museum, Royal Albert and Victoria Museum in London. They had a subdomain that was hacked. We had the Royal Mail that was hacked. Dave Stewart, Eurythmics, hacked. We found Disaronno, the alcohol drink. Disaronno, hacked. Loads, literally, and I mean literally, millions of hacked websites. Could I convert them into customers? Could I fuck? And now I live in a field and it's all their fault. It's not quite that simple, but I still blame Dave Stewart. Not really. Tom Holland, Spider-Man. His dad, Dominic Holland, is a comedian in the UK. His website was hacked. I told him it was hacked, offered to clean it, and he said he'd get his web guy to clean it. A few weeks later, it was still hacked, and they didn't know. I went back and I said, you know, he either didn't clean it or he left it vulnerable to... Here was the problem. You could roll back to a backup from a month ago, and the hack would still be there but would be less visible. And so, woohoo, we've got a clean website now with no hack. Yeah, but the hacker still already got a doorway in, and in a month's time you're going to be hacked again. And he was. Dominic Holland, father of Spider-Man. I'm gonna scroll. I don't know. Let me just keep going. It jumped. I was looking at Frank saying I have first-hand seen. Here we go. I've first-hand seen the changes ruining a great logistics system to make it a shambles in which people are struggling to maintain their livelihood. Yeah, sometimes changes for the sake of changes doesn't work. You got to look at what they're aiming for. Which direction are they going? Is that the direction that the world really needs to be going? Or are you just doing it for the benefit of the shareholders and not the world? Sometimes. I'm in the fuck it camp, Zami. Hello, Zami. I think this is my first time seeing you tonight. Zami is in, I think, Fulham, London. Correct me if I've got that wrong. Everyone's got opinions. Why mess with something that works, says Frank. Yeah. I mean, you mess with something that works if you want to make it work better. And obviously, you've reached some kind of conclusion that you think is going to improve things. Are you right or are you wrong? If you're wrong, how quickly are you prepared to roll back to the better state or status? That's the problem. My problem isn't people making a change and it not working. My problem is them not saying, oops, that didn't work. Let's roll back to how it was before. That's where most of the damage lays or lies. Does it lay or does it lie? Yeah. I thought you went behind the bike shed for a kiss, lol. People did back in the day, didn't they? Or a smoke. Behind the bike shed was a smoking. It was a smoking thing and a kissing thing. It was a sex thing. It was all the things behind the bike sheds. Bike shedding, with a double D-I-N-G, I believe, is a recognized managerial phenomenon. You're building this £200 million or dollar or euro building, and nobody's qualified to actually have a real opinion. But the bike shed should be over there. No, it should be over. No, it should be red. No, it should be green. No, it should be reflective. No, that everyone gets involved in the bike shed discussion because nobody's got anything actually to contribute towards the fucking building discussion. Bike shedding. It's a management theory term, and it's real. It's a good thing. Hannah says, good evening, Mike and Tina. And in response, my typical response is to say, hello, Hannah, and then to show you Tina, who tonight is actually down here alongside me. Hello, baby girl. Because we've been outside. Uncle Ismo came around this afternoon. We've been out since mid-afternoon, and we've been cuddling and haven't we, babe? Tina's okay, yeah? Her water's just there. She knows where it is. She has pushed it away, but that's on her. Well, and I've got lots of ice as well. Back here, there's in the cool box. Oh fuck! Hold on. Where'd that go? Oh, it's way. Do you see way over there? That's the phone stand, because it's connected on a cable. Oh fuck! I'm gonna have to go get that. Hold on. Uncle Ismo came around, and Tina loves her Uncle Ismo, and he brought a big bag of doggy treats and spoilt Tina something silly. To the extent that I probably don't even need to feed her today. She got her feed's worth just in treats. But I need to go and get that. I've thrown the. Look at this. And I need to move. Can you see where the legs are on the chair? I got to move these legs back, and then get over there and grab that. Give me a second. Oh fuck. Hey babe. No, you're okay. I think Tina's okay. It's just Daddy. It's okay. You're okay. It's just me. I need to go over here. Oh wow. Without standing on a Tina girl. I need to grab the. Here we go. Oh, I knocked the chocolate thing over. I knocked the thing over where the stand stands. Oh, and now I just stood. Sorry, Tina. I just stood in Tina's water. I got a wet ankle. Oh! Okay, let me turn the phone back this way a little bit. See if you can. Hold on. You can just about see me. I think I should maybe. Do I need to up it? Whoa, that'll be full brightness. From the lowest to the middle. Let's go for middle. Let's go middle. That'll do. It's me. Hello. I'm here. Thumbs up if you haven't. And if you haven't, why the fuck not? I'm gonna ban you if you haven't hit the fucking thumbs up. We have to hit the 20 thumbs ups before the end. I'm not gonna ban you. I ban very few people overall. Canadian club is blended Canadian whiskey, mainly rye. Okay, I've never heard of it. Billy, have you ever been involved in radical political organisations, Mike? Not really. Labour, I mean, Arthur Scargill was about as radical as I got. I was an Arthur Scargill fan back late 70s, early 80s, before the miners' strike. I wasn't really a fan of the miners' strike, but I was on their side because I was from a mining village just outside Barnsley. This is maybe a little bit too bright. Is that okay? I think that's probably okay. I don't think you need it much brighter than that. Especially, it's just Manchester. It's a guy with his tits out. You don't really want to see that. My boobs and my belly. That's probably not where you want to be. Did I not silence? Is this one not silenced? I thought it was still silenced from last night. Hold on. Yeah, it is. This one. Okay. So that you just heard, if you heard it at all, was the tablet, not the phone. So if you're on headphones, you're probably not being deafened by the noise. What was the last question? Political organisations, radical political. No, I've never been radical. I think I've always been pretty much middle of the road. I was middle left. I think I'm now centre right. I don't think I've changed. I honestly do not believe I've changed. But what they call the Overton window, I believe that politics moved, leaving me to the right of centre, whereas I used to be to the left of centre. But not by much. It's not like I'm some radical far-right Nazi. I get called all of these names. Radical, far-right, Nazi, transphobic, homophobic. But all the phobes and all the ists. Screw you. I don't care. I don't care what you call me. I don't care. You can listen to me. I am pro NHS. I am pro the welfare state, the dole and social security. For Brits. For British people. If you came over on a fucking boat in the last 10 years, I don't think you should get a fucking penny. Why should British people's taxes be going to you? You've never put a fucking penny into the system. Is that radical? Am I right wing? Am I a terrorist? All the ists, all the phobes. Does it make me racist? I don't think so. We have a system where we put in, and when we need to take out, the money's there for us to take out. You've never put in. You don't get shit. I would do what the Spanish did in Ceuta, or however you're going to pronounce that place over in Morocco. They arrived, they got there, they all celebrated, they all had a big hug and a big cuddle on the beach and on the main road and on the promenade, whatever you want to call it. And then the locals just turned their backs on them and left them stood there. And come night time, They thought, oh, this isn't what we were expecting, let's go home. And 2/3 of them went home. No hotels, no mobile phone, no £300 or £400 per week spending money, or euros per week spending money. Just, okay, now you're here, now what? Now what are you going to do? Where are you getting your food? How much money did you bring with you? Most of them didn't even have a fucking bag of clothes with them. They arrived, some of them didn't even have a fucking shirt on. They arrived in a pair of pants, trousers, whatever you want to call them. What were you expecting, son? You didn't bring your wife, your girlfriend, your daughters, your sons. You didn't bring anybody with you. It's just you. And you've not even got a fucking t-shirt with you. And now it's night. Okay, it's night in Morocco. It's going to be warm. But you're used to it being warmer. You're used to having clothing on. You're going to feel cold still, like I do here sometimes on an evening. Even when it's 27 degrees or 25 degrees or 24 degrees, whatever. There'll be a limit, there'll be a point at which you'll feel cool. You've not even brought a t-shirt, you haven't brought a bag of clothes, you brought no belongings, you brought nothing. What did you expect? Fuck off back in the sea and get the fuck back out of here. Here's a boat, jump on it and get back out of here. I got no... I don't think it makes me racist, does it? I don't think so. Am I a religionist? Have I got thoughts against a specific religion? Yeah, probably. Is that a thing? Can you be, is religionist is that a crime nowadays? You can talk about hate speech and this, that and the other, but being against a specific religion, not a race. If you're against a specific race, if you smack somebody and it's because they're a specific race, that's a hate crime. So you did a crime hitting somebody, potentially, but if you hit them because they're that race, it gets escalated to a hate crime. What if I just don't like them because they're that race? Not race, that religion. Sorry, I Freud would have a field day. Was it a Freudian slip? Disliking someone because of their religion, is that a crime? Is that a hate crime? I don't think it is. Hate crimes usually are you've committed some other crime and the reason was because of the either the race or the religion or the whatever. It becomes a hate crime. Just not liking someone because they're a certain religion, isn't that just protected? It's not even speech, but protected thoughts. You see, once you get into policing thoughts, fuck off. Don't police my thoughts. I will. That is something up with which I will not put, as Winston once said. That is something up with which I will not put. He, being a man of letters, was talking more about the grammatical construction of that particular sentence. Grammatically correct, but absurd. That is something up with which I will not put. Instead of saying, that's some shit I'm not going to put up with, which is what I would say or you would say. If you're going to be grammatically correct, you have to go around the houses. That is something up with which I will not put. That's grammatically correct. But a bloke called Winston Spencer Churchill called bullshit and said nobody's gonna fucking say it that way. Let's not fucking kid ourselves. Whenever in life I find myself in a situation where Winston Spencer Churchill and I are in agreement, I'm gonna go that way. No matter who you are. You could be the court, you could be the fucking government, you could be the prime minister, I don't care. You could be the lord of this, that, or the fucking other. No. If me and Winston Spencer Churchill are in agreement, you're probably in the wrong. Probably. It's never an absolute. I shy away from, you're always in the wrong, you're bound to be wrong. I shy away from absolutes. But where me and Winston are in agreement, I tend to shun other opinions. Fucking guy won a world war. He came in when we were losing bigly, and he turned it around and we won. Didn't like ID. He introduced ID cards, he abandoned them as soon as he could. Winston Spencer Churchill. Man of the people. Total fucking alky. And, do you know what? If I was sending tens of millions of men to their deaths, I would have probably had a drink or two along the way myself. Would you not? Imagine the responsibility. You're sending, what was he was in his 60s or 70s during the war. You're sending the grandchildren of anyone or everyone you've ever known to war. It's quite the responsibility, don't you think? How do you cope with that knowledge? Then you've got the whole Coventry thing. We decoded German ciphers and we knew they were going to bomb the shit out of Coventry one day. We knew it was going to happen 2 days in advance. We could have moved everybody out. But doing so would have hinted very strongly to the Germans that we'd read their messages, that we knew, that we'd broken. I think it was Tunny. I don't think it was Enigma, the original Enigma. It was the enhanced Enigma, so-called Tunny or Tuna. We could have evacuated Coventry and saved thousands of lives. But that would have given the game away, and we would have lost the war afterwards. Imagine the responsibility. Can we let Coventry evacuate? Can we evacuate Coventry partially without anybody seeing? Or do we just let Jerry go ahead and bomb the shit out of Coventry with all that entails in order to protect the war effort? Because we've cracked their codes, but we don't want them to know we've cracked their codes. That would drive a man to drink, I think. If it had been me, I would have been fucking out on the floor. I don't know if you saw that. I poured a drink bigger than my mouth could hold and some of it spilt. What do you do, folks? Alan Turing cracked the original Enigma. He helped to crack Tunney. He also built a scrambled telephone system so that Churchill could communicate on about, and the line itself was scrambled. He also calculated, here's the interesting part, he calculated how much stuff you could react upon without it being obvious that we've cracked it. So if you undermined like their next 10 operations, they're going to know that you've cracked the code, and they're going to come up with a different code. He calculated how much you could react upon without them knowing for sure that you've cracked their code. It's not just accidental. This ship didn't just move that way in the Atlantic and didn't just, it's not a coincidence that this plane or this boat stopped an attack on a convoy. You go much above like 13 or 15%, something like that, it becomes kind of obvious that so some things you have to let just happen. And then what we did to that poor man. Alan Turing, by all calculations, knocked between 2 and 3 years off the end of the war. Saved hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of lives. But it was a little bit gay. And so years later we prosecuted him for being a little bit gay. He was given a choice between chemical castration or prison. He took the chemical castration route. Changed his entire personality. And one day he was experimenting with apples and a little bit of cyanide or something. Perhaps experimenting and got something wrong, or perhaps deliberate, we don't know. He took a bite out of an apple one night that had been injected, I think with potassium cyanide. And he was found dead in his bed. We did that. We, the British people. We killed the man that ended the Second World War 2 years, maybe 3 years early. The legend of Rommel. Not Rommel. The other guy. Our guy. Desert Rats. What's he called? Rommel was the enemy. But our guy. Desert Rats. Give me a name. Anybody give me a name. Hold on, I gotta look it up. He then masterminded. He was then, because of his built-up reputation. Let me see if I can get the story straight. No, get out of the way. Desert Rats Commander. Seventh Armored Division, 7th Armored Brigade. No, those are not the names I'm looking for. I'm looking for someone over the top. Hold on. You know the answer to this. You've probably already posted it and I'm just not there. It's annoying me. It's a little wimpy looking guy with a Weasley mustache and the berry. If I type general, would general work? It might. That's not how you spell general. What are you doing there? Everything is blurred out. I'm after... Yeah, they're after Rommel, the desert fox. I get that. Tobruk, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Desert rats. Rudolfo Graciani. I'm going higher. Who's higher up? Montgomery. You see that? Look at that. It didn't tell me. And I got there on my own. Montgomery. I wanted to go higher. I'm looking for the boss of the boss of the boss. Here we go. We built up Montgomery to make the enemy think he was like this tactical genius. What we didn't tell anybody was he had almost perfect knowledge of what the enemy was doing already. And he still managed to almost fuck it up. This is why the Americans had like almost total disrespect for Montgomery. If you watch historical videos, the Americans had no truck with Montgomery whatsoever. But we'd not had any victories, and then we had a victory. But we only had the victory because he was fed perfect information about the movements of the opposition. And he still managed to almost lose it and almost fuck it up. And then he was appointed head of D-Day. And he still managed to almost fuck it up, despite perfect knowledge about the enemy. The Americans did not rate him at all. When you look back at anything historical, you wonder why the Americans are dissing Montgomery, because the British put forward this, oh, he's a mastermind. Oh, he did the North Africa campaign and he did this and he did that, and we put him in charge of D-Day and it all went swimmingly and it's all brilliant and no, just no. The people who knew what was what had no truck with him. They had no time for him whatsoever. He had perfect information about what the enemy was going to do, and on 2 or 3 occasions he still managed to almost lose it. It's only the tenacity of the soldiers on the ground. From Tobruk, El Alamein, and forward towards what was it called, where they came up from Naples and Italy and all that, and then D-Day. He was lead commander, or he was supreme commander Allied invasion for D-Day. We'd cracked their codes. We had perfect knowledge of what their plans were and who was what was when was where. And on every occasion he managed to almost fucking lose it. The Americans did not rate him at all. Draw your own conclusions, folks. Is he the godsend that everyone says he was, General Montgomery? Or was he built up as part of a propaganda campaign? Given perfect knowledge, he managed to win just, and then was built up to be this. Here's the tactical genius that won El Alamein. Before El Alamein, we'd lost everything. After El Alamein, we won most things. It was a turning point. But it was a turning point not because of Montgomery, but because of a gay man that had cracked some codes. And you got to respect that. Learn that. Remember that. When anyone asks, what did the gays ever do for us? Win a war? Maybe. Certainly shorten it. Invent modern computing. Literally. Invented the computer. Alan Turing, together with Tommy Flowers, a post office engineer, invented, literally, invented the modern computer. What the woofers ever do for you? Everything. The modern world. What is not computerized now? What do you do that is not computerized? Obviously, you go on the internet, you do your Facebooks, your Twitters, your emails, your Gmails, your this, that. You watch me. Look at me. Here I'm sat in a fucking field talking to a phone as a tramp in a field, broadcasting. Mr. Turing, sir. Deepest. What deepest? Well, deepest sympathies, but deepest salutations. Greatest salutations. Thank you, Mr. Alan Turing. Cheers. Again, I just poured more than could fit in my mouth and some spilled out. I don't know how well that showed on camera. I hope not at all. But I thought I'd just, in case it did show, I thought I'd hang a lantern on it and tell you all about it. You'd think a mouth this big you couldn't miss, but apparently I did. Scrolling. It's been a while. Frank Nobody says hello, Hannah. How does, Billy Joe, how does your skin stand up to mosquitoes and all the sun? So the more the mosquitoes bite, the less the reaction gets over time. My body doesn't react much to most mosquito bites nowadays. Occasionally you'll get something out of the ordinary and I'll have a big welt or a big, like a boil, a big bubble on my head. Occasionally. But it is occasionally. A couple of times a year. Most mosquito bites, they're there, I feel they're there, I can feel the lump, and they're gone after 5 minutes. The more you get bitten, the less it affects you. Your body just adapts. The inflammation, again, inflammation was a big thing in the topic a few days ago. Inflammation, this was when we were talking about Helicobacter pylori and the stomach. Inflammation is usually a reaction, it's a immune reaction. And as long as it's in line and appropriate and normal, that's fine. Mosquito bites can sometimes be an abnormal overreaction. And that can be problematic. When I first lived in this field and I wasn't inside a tent, I'd get lots of bites on my head overnight because you got your body covered by blankets or whatever. But your head's out there, and I would get all this. And when I got another bite the next day, when that inflamed, last night's bites would pop up again. You'd get like a whole week's worth of bites on your forehead. I was like Worf from Star Trek Next Generation. You get a bite on a Saturday night, and all the bites from the last fucking 7 days are all they're re-inflamed. I don't know if that's ever been discussed anywhere in science. I don't know, but it's a thing. It was certainly a thing for me. Sitting out here, sleeping out here. I would have seen the Perseids. This year I haven't seen a single Perseid meteor. And I've got this big fuck off light in my face, so I'm not gonna see one. Last night when I hung up with you, last night I stopped at, what was it, like 4 or 5 in the morning? I sat here until 7 in the morning before I went inside the tent. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Me and Tina were here until the ungodly hours. I went inside, I woke up at 10:30 and it was stiflingly hot. And I didn't really know where I was. I couldn't really remember. I couldn't remember the who, how, what, when, where, why. Hi Mike, just subbed. DJ Bones, hello. You are most welcome. I always love new subscribers. Funk FPV, it is indeed. Jack Attack, that is indeed the guy who does like injury of the week or whatever he calls it. It is Funk FPV. I like that guy. I love that guy. YouTube hasn't been bringing him up to me too much lately, but I should probably go back through the catalogue. People standing on a ledge outside, they'll have a plank between two, there'll be a little groove between some bricks, and they'll put a plank between the groove and the groove on the other side. And now they're gonna hoist up a fucking aircon unit or something, and it always goes wrong. He can't show the ones where they end up dead. It is indeed Funk FPV. Thank you. Thanks for the memories. Yeah, Funk FPV. I love him. If you're not wearing your safety sandals, you're not safe. The Indians in bare feet welding and oh fuck, you know. A car battery and 2 wires and they're welding, and really? You think that's gonna be reliable? And it must be, because they do it 51 weeks out of 52. I mean, the other week they're in hospital or whatever, whenever they get it wrong. When the streams cross and all the power comes out in one go. But yeah, Funk FPV. And Nubby McStubbins or whatever he calls them, whenever they've got fingers missing. It was. How long ago did you posted that at 22:20? It is now, I'm 50 minutes behind basically. Sorry folks. Using a weighted tagline to pull over the tarpaulin is a great idea. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm gonna open it up lengthways, and then to get it over, tie a stone to 2 of the grommets, the holes, and just throw them over. Go the other side, pull the tarp over, and then just maneuver it. And I could, listen, my mate Ismail was here today. I could have got him to do it with me. It was more fun to just have a drink. He'd had a day already driving people back and forth to the airport. I didn't want to put upon him. So I figured it was easier for me to just, I'll take care of it myself. I'm not sure how wide it is. I don't know if it's wide enough to cover the full roof. I might have to pick a side. Do you want to favour this side or that side? And let the rain come in on the other. We'll see. We'll see. You're Frank. Billy Joe. Well, you had a go, Mike. I always have a go. Not Welsh, no offence taken. I don't know, what was that? What was that about? Did I ever go? I didn't mean to ever go to the Welsh deliberately. Other than Di Jones and what was it? Something station. Was it Di Station? Jones the Steam. Jones the Steam, Di Station, Ivor the Engine, Idris the Dragon. That's my last recollection of me deliberately having a go at the Welsh. I was talking about Ivor the Engine. Poo poo! I don't know. Maybe I've said something at some point that could be taken a different direction. Frank says, cheers, sweet Tina. Careful step over. I'm always careful. She's against the chair so she can feel if you move. That was brilliant. Yeah, sometimes she presses against me so she feels like she's with me. Other times she moves away from me and it's... Maybe I've annoyed her. I don't fucking know. Hey, babe. You love your daddy? Or are you moving away from your dad? You're here. You're alongside daddy, aren't you? You're alongside daddy. Hello, you. Hello, baby. It's like last night when you were having a sleep. I had to put the camera on to check you're still alive. One day she won't be. Mid-brightness, glad to be here with you, Delta Mike. This is Frank still, yeah? Frank Nadoding. I almost took a walk down to pub, but you came live, so here I am. I'm saving your money. You might consider a donation. No, shut up. I'm not being that kind of pushy. Much better lower. The light, or the volume, I don't know. Marie, hello Marie. I can tell that Ismo has been around. Okay, you can tell I've had a beer. I did. When Ismo comes around, he drinks so fast. I have to make an effort to keep up. He drinks twice as fast as I do. So while he was here and had 3 beers, I'm halfway down and he's getting the next beer out and I'm like, look. I'm having to finish off the next beer. So yes, you're probably correct. I don't know that you would tell this many hours later, but yeah, you're right. I did have to... what does Jack Attack say? Pump it up, pump it. I had to push it along a bit. I had to drink faster than I normally would, and at the end, I was kind of thinking, "Fuck, he's going." Sorry, Ismo. I wasn't thinking thank fuck Ismo's going, but I was thinking, oh, at least now I don't have to keep up someone else's pace. I drink, for all my reputation as the alky in the field, I drink so much slower than everybody else. Probably half the speed of other people normally. Yeah, it's a thing. It's just, you know. You'd have to come and sit here and meet me. The whiteness of the beard is real. It certainly is, sir. There is no messing about. It's not brown with a hint of, it isn't salt and pepper. Nowadays, it is white. There's no messing about. It is white. It's not unusual to shift to the right with age. Politics. Yeah, youngsters tend to be, like students tend to be all leftist. Tend, I mean it's not all, but tend to be more leftist. And as life goes by, you realise that a lot of that stuff is pretentious, it's never going to happen, it's not realistic, and you move to the right, to the center, and then you maybe eventually to slightly right of center. That's where I'd put myself. I'd put myself slightly right of center by modern conventions. I hanker after Labour, 1970s Labour. Dennis Healy, Jim Callaghan. I hanker after Labour. But apparently I'm a far-right Nazi, bigoted racist, fucking transphobic, homophobic, all the phobes and the ists. Apparently. Allegedly. Now, if you see me on Twitter, I do rise to some of these challenges, and I do kind of goad people a little bit. Can you believe it? Me. Moi. A little bit controversial, a little bit stirring it up a bit. No, surely not. Not more. I couldn't possibly comment. Never judge one for their colour of skin or religious beliefs, but how they present themselves and the character of how they interact with the area they live. I would say that's generally true. I mean, I try not to judge people or prejudge people based on surface factors. On the flip side, in Britain nowadays, it looks to me, when I watch these videos online, it very much looks to me like there's an invasion. Why do you open a community centre next to a pub with taxpayer funds? But then later, when it emerges that there's only Muslims going to that community centre, you convert it to a religious establishment. And then, within weeks, you complain that there's a pub right next door to your religious establishment. You moved there. You chose it. You went there. It's on you. The fuck are you whining about, bitch? You did that. If you didn't want your mosque to be right next door to a pub, don't buy or rent the building right next door to a pub. Why did you do that? So you could bitch. That's why you did it. So you could bitch. If you're going to do stuff just so you can bitch, I'm going to bitch right back at you. And why are we paying for that shit? When they wanted to convert an empty building into a community centre, why did it end up being a halal only, Muslim only community centre that could thus be then converted to a mosque? Why did I pay for that? Why did you pay for that? Why did we pay for that? And if I'm pointing that out, am I a radical, right-wing, far-right, racist bigot? Which race did I, when I insult Islam, which race did I insult? Because Islam's not a race, that's a religion. Come at me, fight me, bite me. You chose to open something next to a pub and then a few years later to bitch that it's ridiculous and it's haram that there's a pub next door. That's on you. You opened your mosque next door to a pub. If it's haram, that's you that did that. You did that. Not me, not us, not any other British person. You did that. If it's wrong that you've got a mosque next to a pub, let's just close the mosque. Easy solution, yeah? Let's do that. That's my answer. Let's do that. Let's just close the mosque. The answer's obvious. It's haram to have a pub next to a mosque. So just let's demolish the mosque. Answer's easy. Once you look at the problem correctly, you did it wrong. So we're going to demolish your wrongness. We didn't do anything wrong. That pub's been there for like 300 fucking years. Maybe more. Might have been there before your fucking vaunted one started shagging 7-year-olds. I don't know. Maybe. Possibly. In some towns or cities. Could be. If it's haram that your mosque is next door to a pub, let's just demolish your mosque. It's easy. You get it? We, the British, assert ourselves. And foreigners can put up with it or fuck off. That's your choice. More and more, you are approaching a Kristallnacht type event, but not against Jews. More and more, you're bringing on a Death Wish. Paul Kersey, the character from Death Wish, from the Death Wish films. More and more, you are making this become a reality. You're trying to make out it's like my fault, his fault, their fault, their... No, it's on you. Push too far. We will push back. We are many. You are few. Maybe. Possible. I couldn't say for certain. But try me. Try us. Try them. I'm not even in the country, so you know. Scrolling. Never judge one for the colour of their skin. Yeah, no, you're right about colour of skin. It's not about colour of skin. It's not even about religion. It's about behaviour within the religion. Great deal of dogs barking in the background. Was that here? Maybe earlier. Marie retracted her message. She's maybe said something and maybe I've offended her and she's gone away. I don't know. No. Live with that over your head, said Frank. Cheers to Winston. Mr. Winston Spencer Churchill. ID cards and all of that. They didn't even have shirts. Trump paid them for a day out in Spain so he could scare the gullible Americans. I haven't got the context for that, Marie. And another retracted message. There's no stopping the war machine once it's started. To protect the majority, a few must be sacrificed. The price of freedom, yeah? Blood must flow. It's written in your own constitution, yeah? Is it the Constitution? Is it the Bill of Rights? Is it the Declaration of Independence? It's in one of them there documents. I don't fully know the details of the delineation of those 3 different documents. But yeah, Frank, just watched a documentary on the U.S. Navy when they acquired a German U-boat with an No, you didn't. No, you did not. The Americans did not capture that Enigma machine. No, the British did. U-57 something or other. You weren't there. You weren't involved. It's nothing to do with you. It's just, no. It wasn't so much the Enigma machine. I think we already knew how the machine worked. It was the code book that was with it, the settings. Let me just go back. You weren't there. You just Enigma machine capture. Enigma machine capture. Capture. What else am I going to say? Not the movie, reality. Oh, I've missed a P out of capture. I got Enigma machine capture movie. Did the Americans capture an Enigma machine? Okay, June 1944. That was years after we'd already broken the code. U.S. Navy Task Group 22.3 boarded the sinking German submarine U-505. You see, this is not the one that's in all the movies. You guys claim that you caught one at the beginning of the war. The first naval Enigma machine was actually captured earlier by the British Royal Navy from the U-110 on May the 9th, 1941. You're 3.5 fucking years too late. Fucking Yanks. Polish cryptanalysts first broke the Enigma code in 1932, and then it was strengthened. British code breakers at Bletchley Park relied on those foundations and earlier captures to read German signals long before the US capture of U-505. Wasn't the machine, it's the book. On this week we're going to use this set of dials. And we're gonna turn the dials this way and plug the wires in that way. That's what made Enigma so yeah, okay. At some point an American captured but you were 4 years into a 5-year war already. In codes that had already been broken twice or 3 times. I'm not sure your documentary is quite what I'm not sure it lives up to the terminology of documentary. And that film, just don't talk to me about that fucking film. I'm scrolling back. The Polish broke it for they did indeed. Polish mathematicians broke Enigma, the initial Enigma, when it only had, I think it only had 3 cogs and fewer punch boards for the wires. But then the Germans knew it had been broken and developed it, and we had to break it. And then Tunney was the next generation Enigma with more wheels and more plug-in wires. Yeah. Breaking Enigma had already happened at the start of the war, twice. Tunney. That's what people don't understand. That's what people don't know. Breaking Tunney was the goal, the major achievement. Enigma just has a better name. I think that's why it lives on in memory. I think it's just a better name. Like the modern number stations that have yet to be truly cracked. Yeah, these places that are just broadcasting numbers and nobody knows why or how. And all governments distance themselves and say it's not them. Again, folks, it's the aliens. It's the invaders. I went on a rant about the invaders the other night. I don't truly believe that there are aliens here. But I couldn't disprove the hypothesis that there could be. So I like to live with those as a salient, a valid, not approximation, that's not the right word, a valid hypothesis. Men and women are no longer copulating in the rates they used to. Is it the aliens? They're presenting men with these cartoons that they can jack off to. They're telling women that men are bad and you don't want to be near a man, so they stay away. I can't reject the hypothesis that it's the aliens, it's the invaders. David Vincent is a man alone on a long journey at night, and he pulled into a track looking for a diner, and he fell asleep, and in front of him a spaceship, an alien saucer kind of landed in front of him. For him it began, and you gotta go, I'll post a link to the opening titles. The Invaders, da da da, starring Roy Thinnes as architect David Vincent. Good looking lad. Far more good looking than a fucking scroll like me. I could see why he was a star of a TV program. Scrolling, like the modern day number stations, they do, yeah, it's truly encrypted end-to-end means of code. Probably. Code books, the Polish broke it first, they did. I don't deny that at all. No, I don't think any Briton, even Bletchley Park will say. Bletchley Park would have been nowhere if the Polish had not already passed on the fact that they'd broken the codes early on. But then extra wheels were added, extra plugs, extra sockets, extra permutations. It all became bigger and better and badder, and that's why Bletchley Park was needed. And people like Alan Turing. And after saving us, after reducing the war by 2.5, maybe 3, maybe 5 years, we prosecute him for being a little bit gay in a toilet one day. And basically push him towards suicide. What did the gays ever do for you? Oh, they only won the war. Maybe, question mark. So whilst I am called homophobic by left, right and by everybody, no. What did the gays ever do for you? They won the fucking Second World War. Montgomery was nothing without the gays giving him perfect intelligence about every move the enemy was going to make. In the North Africa campaign, which he managed to somehow almost screw up anyway, but also the D-Day landings and everything in between. What did the gays ever do for you? World War II. It's not even a fucking argument. "10 years later, he gets caught cottaging outside or in a toilet block. So he's having consensual sex with someone else who's of a similar disposition. Allegedly. And a copper grabs him. And the copper goes to the police station. It's like, oh, Mr. Churchill rates this man quite highly. Really, Winston, this is one of your biggest, in my humble estimation, this is one of the biggest failings in Winston Spencer Churchill's life. Apparently this mathematician guy, this maths professor that we've nicked for being a bit of a queer, apparently is rated quite highly by Mr. Churchill, says one of the cops to the other. Do you think? He helped us win the fucking war. I don't get animated too often about too many things, but this is one. Apparently Mr. Churchill rates him quite highly. Do you think when Churchill's on the phone, scrambled, talking to the US, and we've got a scrambled, do you know how it was scrambled? Do you know who invented scrambling a fucking telephone communication? That little gay boy that you're about to prosecute. During the war, intergovernmental communications. Alan Turing invented that shit. He made an algorithm for how much can we say and how much can we not. When can we intervene and when should we not? So that even though we've cracked their codes, we know shit's gonna happen, but you can't stop everything, otherwise they'll suspect you've cracked their codes. He came up with the algorithm for all that. Have you ever seen me angry? I don't often get angry, but the whole Alan Turing thing gets me angry. Yes, he was a whoopsie. You know, they've always been alright, they've always been there, they've always existed. I mean, who cares? As long as they're not trying to force you into it, who cares? But I'm gonna take a drink. I'm gonna relax. I'm at the bottom of a glass apparently. It's time to go get another beer. Let's have a look where we are for time. Well, we're only 1 hour 34 in. Is that right? It started at 10. Okay. I'm going to get a little bit less shouty. I'm not normally one for defending the woofters. But the man who arguably won the war for us, I think that deserves some kind of fucking respect. And more people should know the story. If he didn't, like, single-handedly win the war, which I could make an actual argument that he kind of did. If not that argument, the argument that he shortened the war by 2 years, 3 years, 3.5 years, there's various estimates about how much one man reduced the length of the war. Now you get into him and Tommy Flower. So Turing invented the electronics behind the modern computer, but Tommy Flowers was a BT engineer who was electrifying exchanges and used that knowledge to take Turing's ideas up and onwards to the next level. So whether you want to give all the credit to Turing, whether you want to give some of it to Tommy Flowers, who is missed out whenever there are films and things about Turing and about inventing computing, and Flowers is usually missed out or a minor character just shown at the end. Tommy Flowers invested, and this is Second World War, hundreds, maybe thousands of pounds of his own money into building shit and making it work. And only after it worked did the MOD say, "Do you know what? We'll pay for that." He didn't know they were going to pay for it. He didn't expect them. He just, as part of his civic duty and his knowledge and what he needed to do towards the war effort, he built shit. He built shit based on Turing. Alan Turing developed there's a thing called Turing complete. All of the functions, the ORs, the ANDs, the NANDs, all of the different logic gates that you need for a computer to work. Turing took those and he said, and built what was a Turing complete machine. And then Flowers took that on because of his knowledge of how to build telephone exchanges and things, the electronic circuitry. Between the two of them, I don't know that they ever met. I'm not sure. Possibly not. They revolutionized the world. The modern world which we rely on. Me talking to you through this phone. Turing and Flowers. It just is. Did. Looking at your bank account. Answering the telephone, for fuck's sake. The modern telephone exchange. Computerized because Tommy Flowers. And Alan Turing. Everything. Almost everything electronic in the modern world is because of Alan Turing and Tommy Flowers. And almost nobody knows it. And it drives me fucking crazy. Yeah, it's all been shrunk like a millionfold. It gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. We know that. We know that. Developments along the way, the transistor in the 60s or 70s, whenever the fuck that was. Yeah. It all, instead of valves, and yeah, there's lots of leaps and bounds along the way. But they're leaps and bounds because of Turing and Flowers. respect to those guys. I'm gonna go get a beer. I think, I'm not sure if I need a piss yet. I might need a wee wee. I may need a wee wee. I don't know, folks. Give me a second. It's only when I stand up I'll know whether I need one or not. I'm not going to mute the microphone straight away. Hold on, babe. Where are you? Oh, you're alongside me, but you're not under me. Okay. Hey, babe. Hello, you. I got a Tina girl. Okay, folks. I'm going to move the chair backwards. As long as there's not a Tina under it, and it doesn't look like there is. I'm going to go backwards. I think I'm going to go get a beer. I may need a pee, but I'm not. If I need a pee, I'll have to come back and mute the microphone. Bear with me. I don't think I need one. If not yet, maybe in an hour. Hey, Tina. Can I step over you, babe? Let me step over. Here we go. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Oh. Okay. Okay. What's going on here then? Where, presumably, we run out of power down there. Maybe it's the television. Where are we? No, we're not even plugged in. Am I plugged into that over there? Hold on. Hold on. Are you out of power? Alright. Yeah, down to 10. Well, that's no good. You're on 10%. Okay. Okay. Hey folks, it transpires I do need a quick wee wee, but let me mute the microphone. Whoa. No, that I missed. No, that's not where I was going. Let me get in front of it. I didn't mean to turn the camera off. I was trying to turn the microphone off. Okay folks, sorry about that. I'm back. Let's move this here. Let's move that. I'm going to open this under the table so it doesn't make too much of a noise for you. I've got two insects on the lamp to my right. I just had a car shining lights down the road. I thought he was going to come down the road while I was taking a pee. It disappeared. I don't know what he did. Hey babe, are we okay? I haven't disturbed you. No? Okay. Tina's okay. If Tina's okay, then Daddy's okay. That's all we need to know. Tina's okay, Daddy's okay. Alright, folks, I'm back. Quick wee. Welding is like a fine line between seeing the molten puddle and the sound of sizzling bacon in a pan. Yeah, welding, you have to melt 3 metals together, don't you? The 2 pieces you're trying to join and the stuff that you're using in the middle to join them. You get all 3 molten, push them together and hope that they all hold together. Hope. You expect, if you know what you're doing, you... What the fuck? I've got a line of blood, dried blood running down my knee by the looks of things. I don't know when from. When did I cut my knee? That's weird. Anyway, okay, scrolling. That was Frank in the double D. He says cheers. He's got the cheers can. That was at 23:25, which is fuck, almost half an hour ago. Right, I'm behind. I don't know if you've noticed the code books. Yeah, like the modern number stations, they've yet to be truly cracked. Yeah, those are kind of a real enigma, because nobody even admits to who's transmitting them. They're numbers and they're out there, and like you used to know, oh, this is the Germans, this is the Japanese, this is the French, this is the English, this is the... No, these ones we have no knowledge of who's even transmitting. I miss my friend Marco. He was truly an amazing person who was gay as well. Yeah, I mean, okay. If I told you I had a lot of attention from gay blokes in my junior years, I did. I had a lot of it. And, I mean, to some extent it was unwelcome. But I didn't dislike a person because, like, if you were gay and you fancied me, I know, you look at this visage now and you think, fuck, why would anybody even do that? But no, they did. I had a lot of attention from gays when I was young. I had this kind of scowly, cheekbony... I've talked about my facial disfigurements previously. I had big cheekbones and scowly and... I got a lot of attention from gay men. I never hate them because of it. Unless... Okay. Inappropriate advances in the toilets. That was something up with which I would not put. Going back to Winston again with his phraseology. That's something I wouldn't put up with. I did smack a few people who tried to grab my cock in the toilets. I couldn't... That was a step too far. I put people in hospital more than once. At least one of them, I think I overreacted. The others is more borderline. I'm not sure. I got very violent very quickly, and I won. If you're making a launch for my cock in the toilets, and I'm not expecting it. Like if I'd been gay, and I'd been, ooh, here it is, come and get me. But I wasn't. That's not what it was. One of them, I definitely over it. He wasn't that aggressive, he wasn't that threatening. But I did hit him really hard and he did fall really bad and he... what do you do? You carry these memories with you from your 20s to your 50s, 60s, 70s. Sorry. Sometimes I look back and know that at least one of the three I overreacted. It's like the guys that come here. I've had 5, haven't I, come here. And I've smacked a good 2 or 3 of them. Told the rest to go away, but it's not me. It's not my scene. And kind of how dare you? Now, am I a gay basher? No. I only smack someone who's made an inappropriate... It's not even that, like, you've made an approach. If you approach me and... Whoa, no, not me, mate. Oh, sorry. We're fine. It's when they make, like, a physical grab or a... You know, a push or a shove or a... I don't know. I can't define the delineation, but... I don't go out to bash gays, to trap gays, to trick gays. But when I was young and maybe a little bit more insecure, I was maybe a little bit less tolerant. I think I've told the tale of one time I was in a bar in... Hold on, where was I living? Amon Corner. Streatham stroke Tooting. It's on the corner of Streatham and Tooting. And there's a pub called 6 Bells, 3 Bells. Here's a hint for you guys. I don't know if you know this. If the bar's got the name Bells, if there's the word bells in it, bell or bells in its name, it's probably a gay bar. I didn't know this at the time. I'd moved into a new area. My nearest bar was just down the road, and it was called, I don't know, it was a number, 3 bars, 5 bars, 3 bells, 5 bells, 6 bells, whatever the fuck it was. I went to the loo, and at the same time I went to the loo, this other guy was there. Oh, hello mate, I'm blah blah blah. An hour later I go to the loo again, after another couple of beers. Hello, oh, same bloke. An hour later, same bloke. Okay? And, yeah. He made a pass. I freaked out. He ended up in hospital. Did he do it? I look back now and I ask myself, did he do anything wrong? Like, did he do anything illegal? I don't think so. It was a clumsy approach to a young lad who wasn't receptive, I mean, obviously. I put a guy in hospital. I don't think that was necessary. I really don't think that was... When I look back now, with a more mature head, I think it could have been avoided. But I put that guy in hospital. I walked out of that toilet and I said to the bar staff, hey, there's a guy collapsed on the floor in there. You might want to, I don't know, maybe, it looks like maybe he needs an ambulance. And I left. I don't know. I've always felt I got that one wrong. That one haunts me. There are times I've put other people in hospital. I've told you the story about when I got jumped by 3 guys outside Lancaster railway station, and I put 2 of them in hospital. I've told you the tale of when I was in a bar in Wimbledon, and 3 guys were, 2 of them laid out. I don't know whether they went to hospital, but I laid out 2 of them, and the 3rd one ran away. Or he didn't run away, but he went away. Am I a bad man? I've had people ask me this. Are you a bad man? I don't believe so. I've got things wrong at times. Like I said, the first guy that I put in hospital in the toilets, I got that wrong. I overreacted in my haste as a young man, in my, would you even say in my insecurity? Not insecurity about my sexuality, but about being tackled by or approached or grabbed by someone. Am I a bad man? I think the fact that I'm willing to sit here and ask myself the question, am I a bad man, would mediate the possibility that I am a bad man. If I was actually a bad man, I wouldn't even consider the possibility. I would know that I wasn't. I'm willing to look at the possibility. There are times I've got things wrong, times I've done things wrong. Does the fact that you contemplate the possibility that you might be in the wrong, does that negate the fact that you might be wrong? Does that work against it? It probably doesn't. I might be a bad man. I think I've done a lot of good. I mean, if I was to list the things where me intervening has had a positive outcome, I think it outweighs the times when it's had a possibly negative outcome. I think I'm a net positive to the world. But that's just what I think. What do you think? I don't know. And I don't engage in too much navel gazing, because that's probably not where the audience wants to be. You're not sat here wanting to watch me discuss whether I'm a nice guy or a bad guy. I mean, that's, you know what I mean? Who cares in the long run? Building things. Oh, Frank Nadobody. Hold on. Building things to make them work is the most greatest thing ever. When I helped make something run for almost 16 years at 7.5-year lifespan, and it's intricate mechanical. You technical people, you see, yeah, you have this outlet, you have this creativity. You build things, you build engines, you maintain engines, you make things work, you make mechanical things happen. You help farmers in their fields, and you know, mining and all the things that wouldn't happen without mechanics and mechanical people and technical people. I respect that. I really do. Yeah. Again, it's that thing I said a few I said it a few days ago again, but I think I said it first a few weeks ago. My knowledge is shallow but wide. And I don't think that's too much use for people. Learning something in depth, whether it's mechanics, whether it's engines, whether it's, you know, go deep. has far more value to society overall, to life overall. Scrolling. Sorry all, I've caught a tramp in a field with a bloke in an apartment, but glad you are here. Yeah, okay. Sounds like you pulled in the bells, lol. This is me on the ring a bell. Oh, there was a pub in Lancaster. Pubs with bells in the name. Let's discuss that for a minute. Ring a bells in Lancaster. 7 bells and 6 bells and all sorts of other bells in London. Bells in the night. I don't know whether this is an official gay thing. I might just be inventing it. Maybe it's just me noticing it and no one else has ever noticed it. Bars with bell or bells in the name. Higher than average content of gays. And sometimes they're just an outright gay bar. I want to take you to a gay bar. Look for one with bell or bells in the name. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like a bell end kind of pun. I don't know what it may or may not be. Very gay. Bars with bell. 5 bells, 6 bells, 8 bells, whatever it is. I thought maybe it was a mariner joke, not joke, but you know, each watch is named after a number of bells or whatever. Don't know. I'm sure as a mature man you would know how to handle the situation. Billy Joe says, yeah, the mature me, I would have handled it different. Hey, I'm what's the word? Not impressed. I'm happy. I'm glad you like me, but that's not my thing, and we're not going there. But all the best to you. Let's go outside, and I'll buy you a beer. Assuming I was in the real world and had money and wasn't me now as a destitute fucking tramp. But yeah, no. Whenever I had any kind of confrontation with anybody, I'd always offer to buy them a beer. Someone knocks my beer out of my hand and we stand and have a little contretemps. Hey, mate, no worries. Whoa, wait, not a problem. Hey, not a problem. Come on, I'll get you a beer. I get me a beer, I'll get you a beer. It's okay, it's no problem. Diffuse the situation. Buy them a beer. It costs 3 or 4. I don't know how much a beer is nowadays, but back in the day, 2, 3, 4 pounds. I'll buy you a beer, and it's, to me, you can make a friendship out of what could have been a fight. I'd have probably won the fight, maybe, probably. I mean, really, probably. But that's not the question at hand. Can I turn it away from violence and into placid, if not a friend for life, at least calm down the situation right now? That's worth 3 or 4 quid, isn't it? Wasn't it? Didn't it? That was always my viewpoint. I always tried to be, even when someone was being outright fucking fuck. Someone's like they're looking for a fight. Offer them a beer. Put an arm around them and take them to the bar. Come on, mate, we'll go get a beer. Can you, hey, can you get my friend here what? It's a woodpecker or it's a, you know, whatever. I don't know. Get him his beer. Can you get my friend? And you call him friend to other people. Can you get my friend? And you've diffused the situation. It's a lot easier than having to have a stand-up, knockdown fist fight. Not that I'm not against a stand-up knockdown fist fight when it's necessary. But let's restrict to the necessity. Let's keep it to just once or twice a year, not a monthly or weekly occurrence, because then you get a reputation, and that's not what you want. You want the reputation of, oh, don't mess with that guy, because when he does have the stand-up knockdown fist fight, he wins. That's the reputation you want. But you don't want the reputation of, that guy has a stand-up knockdown fist fight every week. That's not where you want to be. That's a different guy. That's not me. I don't know that guy. I've probably met him. I've probably had the stand-up knockdown fist fight with him. I don't remember who won. It's probably me. I win 90% of the fights I have. Maybe more. I haven't kept count. I haven't kept track. Scrolling. Not one of your finer moments, Mike. What's not? I would say you've had a propensity towards violence and have indulged. I do have a. Yeah. I wouldn't say you're wrong. In my younger years, I still have a propensity towards violence. I'm very, very good at violence. Let there be no fucking mistake about it. I've made no doubts about that. I've never denied that at any point. Once it goes to violence, my money's on me. Every fucking time. But in my youth, was I a little bit trigger happy? Did I let go sooner than I should have? I can look upon like 2 or 3 moments out of 20 or 30 fights. I can look upon 2 or 3 now and say, maybe I could have waited. Maybe I could have held off. I still think most of them would have gone that way. But I've definitely got 1 or 2 that I look at and I think I got that wrong. I think I got that wrong. Now, some of the incidents I'm talking about were 3 against 1, 3 against me, and I won. And they, either 1, 2, or 3 of them ended up in hospital. Do I think that makes me be not the good guy? It's a learning thing. It's an evolving thing. It's a situational thing. I can't even tell you I can't tell you absolutely I got it wrong on any of those occasions. I was in a stressful situation and I reacted in a way, and I now wonder, did I get it wrong? And 2 or 3 of them, I think I maybe went off too soon, maybe went off too strong, maybe carried on after I'd already won. Maybe. But it's all maybe. There's no hard and fast. I'm not saying, hey, I'm a bad man, I ripped this guy's head off because he did. No. These are all real battles. Did I get it wrong? Did I go too strong? Did I go over the top? Did I go off too soon? I think the mere fact that I'm asking the question of myself means that I'm not that bad a guy. Was I wrong in the moment? Some of them maybe. But if I'm looking back 30 or 40 years later with a, ooh, did I do it wrong? Did I get... I think the mere fact that I'm asking the question means I'm not the bad guy. I'm re-examining situations and circumstances from, like I said, 30 years ago, maybe 40 years ago. Fuck. Did you see that? The lamp just jumped. Are you up there, farmer? You're always saying the lamp will attack you. It just did. Out of nowhere, the lamp just attacked me. Here we go. Here's the lamp. Here's the cable. Keep it checked. Oh, look at that. Just plugging it in made it brighter. We're going to put it there maybe. A matter of honor. You consider yourself morally superior then and dismiss your violence as part of a noble quest. Morally superior. Ah, that's interesting. That's an interesting perspective. I think anybody sees themselves as the center of their universe. I am, within my universe, within my experiential sphere, I am the main character. I am me. I get to make judgments. Yeah, I make judgments. I am within my realm, within my world. I am the center. I am the beginning, and I am the alpha and the omega, as somebody once said. Some bloke called God, but you know, who's he? Am I superior? Am I just dismissing my violence as inconsequential? No, I don't think so. My violence has always been applied. Usually, so let me just put this straight. Usually my violence is not just me against somebody else. It's me stepping in to help a third party. 90% of the time when I apply violence in a situation, it's not to protect me. It's me stepping in to protect somebody else. I've said this in the past about I'm not going to use that word. So you think that I'm just a violent person who is just talking down the implications and the fact that I'm being violent? You think I'm just negating the implications? I don't think so. There was a man trying to smash his way into the garage and I stopped him. And then we had a 2-hour stand-up knockdown fist fight where I knocked him down about 18 times. And I won every round. Was that me being... Am I a bad man? I stopped him breaking into a garage. There are other people that were trying to smash the bus stop, the bus shelter. I stopped. You don't have the discipline to back down. There's a time to back down and to de-escalate, absolutely. And if it's possible to de-escalate and back down, I usually will. If I can try and placate somebody, I will. But there's a time when someone's coming at you, there's no de-escalation. There's no room for de-escalate. You can't back down. You can't stop. They're going to flatten you or you're going to flatten them. And I'd rather flatten them than be the one that gets flattened. I'd rather put them in hospital than them put me in hospital. It's that simple. I was a boxer in my youth. I was a marathon runner. I was a lot of other things, but we're not going to go into details on some of that. I mixed with people. We're not going to go into that. I am capable of great violence. I know that I'm capable of great violence, and I will apply that violence when necessary in my eyes. And it's my judgment. You don't get to fucking judge. You weren't there. I will judge when it's necessary to go hands-on. And when I choose to go fucking hands-on, you don't want to be there. I put people in hospital multiple times. Not the 2-hour stand-up fist fight. The guy ended up in hospital. Look at that however you will. He went to hospital. I won't be accused of being like a violent thug. I'm not a violent thug. I am capable of great violence. And I have inflicted great violence. When it's called for, I would suggest. I've never been done for any kind of violent crime or anything. Did you bite any of your I don't have teeth. I can't bite anybody. I don't have teeth. I can't bite. Gummy. I would gum them to death. I never bit anybody ever. I had a friend who bit someone's nose off, but that wasn't me. And it was just when I say a friend, I just mean a guy I knew in a bar one day. Well, for a year or two. He was a regular in the same bar I was in. But no, he'd been to prison for biting someone's nose off. I've never bit anyone else. In general, I'm Marquis of Queensberry. I'm a boxer. Unless it looks like it's kind of life-threatening, and then I might kick you while you're on the floor. I said yes. We're only on 2 hours 20, yeah? Oh, less. I was a minute or two late starting, apparently. Okay, the counter is still valid. No, okay. How can I put this so that you understand? You can be capable of great violence without being a violent person. I don't walk around starting fights. I walk around ending them. Is how I would put, and I know that sounds trite, I've stepped in between husband and wife. I've stepped in just in random confrontations in pubs, in random confrontations in the street. Always have, always will. It's in my nature. I step in where angels fear to tread. And sometimes it doesn't do me any credit. Like this, where I've got a conversation where people are judging me as being a violent bastard, and I'm like trying to say, no, I'm the nice guy. I'm the guy that if someone's having a go at you, I'm the guy that you want to be on the sidelines that's watching. I'm the guy that's going to step in and say, fuck off to the other guy. And when he chooses to go at it, he's going at me, not at you. That's me. I'm not the violent guy. I'm not the guy that initiates the trouble. I'm the guy that steps forward into trouble. Every time. I don't know why some people find that frightening or think that makes me the bad guy. I'm the violent guy. I'm capable of great violence. And I'm very good at violence. But I don't start it. Don't think that I'm walking around fucking being a yob. No. I'm the guy that you want to be there when shit happens. You want me on your side. That's the best way I can put it. Well, I'll leave it there. We'll move on with the conversation. Because it obviously, if you misinterpret it, have you raised a hand against a woman? I had this conversation yesterday, yes. I get slapped across the face by a woman. I punch the bitch fucking 15 yards across the fucking pub. Yeah. Man, woman or child, you smack me, you get smacked back. What? You think I'm supposed to just stand there and let you smack me? You smack me once, I might smirk. But how do I know you're not going to smack me again and again and again? You make any kind of movement to smack me a second time, I'm just going to lay you out. Man, woman or fucking child. And it has been a child. I slapped a 10-year-old one time. 10 or 11 or 12, who knows. And his dad came over. You smacked my child. Yeah. He punched me. And the dad looked at the kid. Is that true? Yeah. And off we went. The dad slapped the kid and took him away and told him off. Told him that he got what he deserved. The dad didn't like carry on with me. There are limits in life. And the limit is if you smack me, you're going to get fucking smacked. Man, woman, child. Don't care. Now, to what extent, with what fault? I slapped the kid rather than punch. You know. But yeah, no. Have you ever raised your hand against a woman? Yeah, fucking absolutely. My wife was an alcoholic. When she got nasty with me, I hit back. Why wouldn't you? How could you not? Boundaries. You have to set fucking... If you meet me, I'm a really, really nice guy. You get in my face, you smack me, slap me, kick me, I'm gonna fucking retaliate. Man, woman, child, I don't care. I'll moderate based on the circumstances, but I don't stop myself from retaliating. Why should I? Fuck that shit. Have you ever raised your hand against a woman? Yes. Did you bite any of your victims? Billy, I don't know where you seem to be on a downer about me. You think that I'm some kind of ultra-violent person. I'm the nicest guy you could ever wish to meet. But if you cross me, I'm going to push back. I'm going to meet force with force, and I'm going to escalate. Your little bit of force will be met with a lot of force. Your lot of force will be met with ultimate fucking force. When it's words, I will de-escalate. Once it's not words, I'm gonna fucking escalate way beyond what you can comprehend. You give me a love tap, I'm gonna knock you out. You give me a fist, I'm gonna fucking put you in hospital. It's that simple. That's my aim, at least. Because why wouldn't it be? I'm a bloke. I don't fanny about. Scrolling back to see who said what. I would say you have a propensity towards violence and have indulged it. I certainly have a propensity. I have an ability to violence and have indulged it. I mean, I was a boxer. I stood in a boxing ring. I got up against another man and went fucking toe to toe. Have I indulged my propensity for violence? I got grabbed by people in the men's toilets when I was 20, and I laid them out and put them into hospital. Tell me, Tell me which one of any of the statements that I've made, tell me which one is unreasonable. Guy grabs your cock in the toilets when you're 20. What do? Maybe you're not able to put him in hospital. Maybe you're feeling fucking incapable. Maybe it's that. You're going to just let the guy grab your cock and what? Try and wank you off? Suck you off? Bum you? I wasn't. I didn't let that happen. I put the fucking hospital. Wouldn't you? If you could? Which one of the stories I've told seems unreasonable to you? I've even said that some of them I look back on and think maybe I overreacted. But I can still justify my actual reaction at the time given my age, my experience and the situation. Nothing I've said, I don't think anything I've said makes me look particularly bad. Even smacking a woman. Someone slaps you full on across the face. It's fuck off, bitch. There's hundreds of videos online of it happening. They literally knock her fucking 10 meters that way. And she wakes up after 5 minutes and stands at the bar and wonders what the fuck just happened. I got no problem with that. Hit me, get hit. Threaten me, probably get hit before, as a preemptive fucking strike. Yeah? Propensity for violence, capability for violence. Have I ever done something that would be illegally violent? I believe not. I don't believe so. Whether it's self-defense, defense, whether it's intervening on the behalf of another person, all of these things I've done. Stepped in between man and wife and then had them both decide that I'm the bad guy and they both come at me and I end up having to hit them both. I've done that. In general, I'm a force for good within the universe, within nature. We can examine specific incidents and talk about the pros and cons, the pluses, the minuses. I believe I'm a force for good. I interject I saved a policeman's life when 3 guys were kicking him in the head. What do you not... Who steps in against 3 guys to save a fucking copper? Probably not many people. This guy did. Again, laid 2 of them out and the 3rd one ran away. If I was to summarise it in one sentence. It was more difficult than that. It took longer than that. It was... And then I got arrested when the police... I'm looking after the copper on the floor and the police assumed I'm the one that's beaten him up. And they beat me up, put me in the cells and then tried to prosecute me. I saved a policeman's life. I'm not the bad guy. Scrolling. So a propensity for violence, sometimes overdone, yeah. I'm sure as a mature man you would know how to handle a situation. I do. And I look back and can reevaluate past situations as a mature man. You don't have the discipline to back down. I back down while it's words. I don't back down once it's gone violent. Once it's gone hands-on, once it's confrontation, there's no backing down. I'm going to win. If I don't win, I might be dead. I'm going to win. I have to stay alive. It's me. Did you bite any of your victims? Never. I'm not Mike Tyson. Have you raised your hand against a woman? I've answered that one. Yes, I've raised my hand against many women and children. The kid fucking punched me. I slapped the little fucker. I mean, I was restrained in how hard I slapped him, but I let him know that that wasn't on. Then his dad comes over. My kid tells me that you slapped him. And I'm like, yeah. Did he tell you why? No. Why? Because he punched me in the face. Sorry? Yeah, your kid punched me in the face. So I slapped him quite hard, but not stupid hard, because, you know, he's a 10-year-old or whatever. But yeah, you don't get to hit me without consequences. And I look at the guy, and I was sat down when he approached. So I stood up, and I adopted a posture, like, you know, left foot forward, right foot back. You got your arms in a certain place, in case it went sideways. And the dad looked at the kid, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know that." And yeah, no, the little fucker hit me. So I hit him back, but I moderated it. You know, I didn't put him in hospital or anything daft, but I slapped him. It's like, oh, okay. He's like, okay. And he takes the kid off, and they walk away. And that was the end of it. Capable of great violence. But with great power comes great responsibility, as Uncle Ben once said. You have to moderate. You have to moderate. If a woman hits you and you're going to punch her back, you don't generally, you wouldn't generally go full force if there's no need to. If a kid hits you, you slap him and you don't go full force. A gay man in a pub grabs your cock, just smack him as hard as you fucking can, because why wouldn't you? It's a sexual assault. Smack the fuck out of him. And if that means he ends up in hospital, fucking so be it. And don't apologize, ever. Someone asks, are you a violent man? I don't know, am I? You tell me. I'll tell you the stories. You judge. Am I violent? Or am I just a man, like most men, capable of violence? I am capable of violence. I don't believe I don't believe that in my entire adult life, I don't believe I've instigated a fight. I'm looking back now, I'm trying to think. Have I ever, even while drunk, have I ever caused the fight? I don't think so. I can't think of a single incident. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying I've never have. I'm saying I can't think of one. Other people start a fight. Here's the other. I'm not saying that I've always won every fight. There are fights I've lost, usually against multiple people, but I have lost fights. But have I ever started or caused a fight? I can't think of a single one. Also, If there was a car crash like right now, I started a live stream one time. I started the live stream and there was screeching of tyres and like sounded like a collision up on the main road. And even though I just started the stream, I got out and I'm, hey guys, we're gonna go, whoa, and we went. I was there to help in case anybody needed first. I am a qualified first aider. In case anyone needed first aid or any kind of help or pulling out of a fucking, you know, a crushed car or whatever, I was right up there. It's all on. That one's fully on stream. I am a guy that you want around when shit happens. I'm a force for good. I sound like I protest too much. The lady doth protest too much. Scrolling. Have you raised a hand? Okay, the last question was, has chat frozen or is nobody talking to me because I said yes, I have raised a hand against a woman? That is the last chat question. Yeah, I've raised a hand against a woman. I've smacked women. Of course I have. They smacked me, they got smacked back. How hard and whether it was a palm of the hand or a fist, whatever. These are questions for the person in the moment. How hard did you get hit? What are the consequences? Was it just a hand, or did you have a hammer in a hand, or you know? I've lost the audience. Are you disagreeing with me? You would never hit a woman no matter what, even if she's hitting you, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you would. I'm telling you, you would. There are circumstances. There are things like a little petite woman gives you a slight kind of love tap. You look at her, smile, and let her know that that's not going to affect you. But if someone gives you a full-on fucking whack across the face, just get your fist and just fucking punch her in the chest and knock her over there. It's a thing. It's down to the guy at the time who's just been hit, whichever form of You see, she hit you once, give her 2 seconds, she might hit you again. So you got to react. Whether you push her away with a palm strike, whether you do this to the neck, whether you do a fist to the chest or just smack her on the chops. I mean, there's all the variations. Pick your response. You do not owe someone any consideration after they've struck you. If you choose to give them some consideration, to hit them in a softer manner with an open palm instead of a fist, it's all voluntary, but you don't owe them it. They've hit you. Fucking hit them back. Them's the rules. I was going to say scrolling, but I don't think anyone's talking to me anymore. You've all left me. Let's change topics, folks. Excuse me. Oh, and again. We're over 2.5 hours in. Let's have some new topics. What are we going to talk about? It's Sunday night into Monday morning. Oh, look at that, Frank. I didn't see that you'd left me some pennies. Frank Nodobody. I don't know, is that $10 converted to euros or is it some other number? Maybe $15 converted to euros. Thank you, Frank. I didn't see it at the time, my friend, because obviously I tried to put my phone on like do not disturb mode, so people with headphones aren't getting plinks and plonks. So I missed your contribution earlier. Frank, I will contact you and thank you separately. WhatsApp, isn't it? Wasn't it? Didn't it? We'll do that. I'll do that. Frank is probably about 6 or 7 hours behind me. So here is 12:43. 4? No. 6:43. Maybe 6 or maybe 5. Yeah. Frank is he's right on the eastern edge of America. Does that make him 6 hours behind me? So it's 6:43 in New England. Which state? Right at the north. New Hampshire. New Hampshire, maybe? New Hampshire, then there's a lake, and then there's Canada. I think New Hampshire. I've been there once. I'm guessing. Okay, folks. I got a bit of an itch just back here. Oh. Talk to a tramp. You know you want to. There's a bus, look. 12:30 at night, and we've got service buses still running. 1:45 even, is it? It is. All right, we've only had the one donation tonight, but it's a good one from Frank. Frank Nadobada. Cheers, Frank. Cheers to you, my friend, if you're still there. I don't know if you're there. Okay, folks. So where are we? I got me and my Tina girl. Loving her while I've got her. I've probably only got her for a few more weeks. I actually had a friend offer to take us to the vets sometime in the next few days to finish the job, and I couldn't. They're going to go home on Tuesday, and we're going to carry on here, and I don't care how much poo I have to pick out of the bed at night. I'm going to keep my girl. As long as I can walk her, as long as she can pee and poo while we are out walking, as long as she's not in pain. But it's probably only a month or so, maybe. I was saying to someone earlier, maybe a month, maybe 2 with Tina. I don't know, it's difficult to tell. Yesterday, she had no legs. When I went to walk her, I'm picking the back end up, I'm trying to pull the front end up, and the front legs just weren't there at all. I got a little bit angry with her. I'm shouting at her, come on, pull your weight, do your share. You have to at least put some fucking effort in. Otherwise it's the vets. Yeah. I don't know. What do you do, folks? What do you do? I don't know. It's nice to see Ismo today, though. My friend Ismo came around. We should have really put the tarpaulin over my roof, but we didn't do that. He's going to come around later this week. Maybe we'll do it then, Tuesday or Thursday, whatever day he's available later. Maybe. Don't know. What else have I got going on? Every time I open my fridge, there's a nasty smell there, like something's gone off. It hasn't fully gone off, but I think I've got some pork that's getting a little bit ripe. If I don't cook it tomorrow morning, I'll probably never cook it. So I'll maybe look forward to a cooking stream tomorrow. Maybe I'll do some kind of curry pork. I've got pepper. I haven't got. I used all the broccoli the other day, all in one go. I've still got some of the rabbit, but I think I've got to get rid of that now. I think that's gone bad. That needs throwing. But Josie brought me some pork on, was it Monday she left? So it's been nearly a week, and gonna use that because it has to be used. And I have a few flavour packs. Karen has these posh. I've said about having a posh friend, a friend who's got money. She gets these little boxes that are just packs. There's a curry, this, that, and the other, and there's a, some kind of rub for a barbecue, or there's a whatever. I don't remember all the options. But the curry. The curry one could work with the pork. Rub the curry rub on, fry it all off. A little bit of red wine. Onion. If you know Chef Jean-Pierre, always onion number first. Maybe I'll roast the meat, colour the meat, reserve it, take it out. Maybe I'll do onion number first. And pile in whatever else I've got. The peppers, I've got the 2 coloured peppers. Whatever else I can come up with out of cans or tins or whatever. I've still got lentils and chickpeas. There's a story. Let's not do that. Certainly let's not do it now. Yeah. I got some cooking to do this week, folks. For a guy who's not cooked for the last 2 or 3 months. Suddenly I've got options. Suddenly I've got meals to choose between, cookery to do. I guess we'll see. Right, you're still all being quiet. I don't know why. Let's have a roll call. Who's here? So let me do the intro. For anyone, I guess, all 6 of you that are here, it's not many, I know. You may all be newcomers. You may all just be lurkers. The channel is Delta Mike, down and out in Torrevieja. Delta Mike, that would be me, your eponymous hero. Down and out in Torrevieja, or down and out. Homeless, a tramp, a hobo, a vagrant, an indigent person, a person of no fixed abode. Some might say a bum, especially if you're American. Someone who lives rough, perhaps sleeps rough on the streets, or in my case, in a fucking field. Here we are in a field, folks. I have a big tent, 6 meters by 3 meters, but it has got lots and lots and lots of rips. The roof is gone, more or less, completely, apart from the bones, the strands, the poles. I have a new tarp. I have a tarp I can put over the top of the roof, which I'm going to do probably tomorrow, possibly on my own. If I leave it until later in the week, maybe my friend Ismo would help me, but I'm probably going to do it tomorrow. I don't know if it covers the roof entirely, but it's better than, it will be better than nothing. Probably. Probably. Who knows? Where are we, folks? I'm yawning. I'm struggling to stay awake. All right, no one's talking to me. I'm less than 3 hours, and I like to get to 4 hours if I can, because that's where the Google algorithm kicks in. At 4 hours, it will take care of post-processing of chat, so that every message is synchronized, so that live chat is synchronized with actual video. It also allows for processing of different resolutions and things. But if there's no one here and if no one's interested, I'll call it quits maybe on the 3 hour mark in 9 minutes time. How's that go? In 8 or 9 minutes, at the 3 hours mark, we'll call it quits. Which means it will take 15 hours to post-process all of those things that we said. The what's the word? The live chat replay and all the different resolutions on the video playback, those will all take 15 or 18 hours before they're post-processed, and we'll just have to wait. It's a thing. Waiting is a thing. Who knew? Farmer, welcome everyone, everybody, everywhere. Welcome, hello, Delta Dog Mike. Cheers, Jack. Jack, which Jack? Jack Attack? You're saying cheers to Jack? I haven't seen Jack Attack in ages. Happy to see you here, Farmer. I was just getting a little bit lonely. Chat was a little bit quiet. Apparently, people don't like the fact that I'm like kind of a wife beater or something. I think that's the implication. Have you ever raised your hand against a woman? Yeah. Bitch smacks me, I smack back. Always been my way. My mum taught me that when I was 4. Some girl hit me at a preschool thing, and I let it go, and my mum said, no, don't. Fuckers hit you, hit them back. What do you expect? Who thinks they get to hit somebody and not get hit back? Every time you raise a fist against another person, expect a fist to come right back at you. Them's the rules. My mum said so when I was 4. Welcome David, Frank, Zamia, Karen, Hannah, Billy, DJ Bones, Marie. You're going way back in time, mate. I haven't seen any of those posts in the last 2 hours. I'm going to go get another can of beer in a minute. I was going to finish in 5 minutes, but let's get on another subject. Yeah, that's what I said after a while, because I felt like I was being pilloried. Have you got another subject, Farmer? Or do you want me to bring up a subject? Do I have to come up with a subject? Global thermonuclear warfare. Whopper and war games and things. And what you mean you haven't seen Jack Attack? He was just on. Hold on, let me check that I'm on live chat. No, I haven't seen Jack Attack in ages. Fall team says, oh, Samantha Fox is a subject which we could all pile onto. Sam Fox in her prime. Oh, what a beauty. And what a beautiful pair. Oh. Oh! You could get a gentleman quivering. I've got a line of blood running down from my knee to my calf. I don't know why. I haven't been anywhere to do anything to get a... I don't know why I've got a cut that would bleed all the way down my leg. I don't know what that is. Oh. I can smell the iron in my fingers now that I've scratched the blood away. Sam Fox. She turned lazy, didn't she? That was a waste. Ladies, I'm sorry, it's guy talk. But yeah. When an absolute babe decides to go girl on girl, and you don't get to see the pictures, that's a waste. Did we ever get the picture? No, shush. Scrolling. What you mean you haven't seen Jack Attack is just on? Welcome, foul team. Meatloaf backwards. Sam Fox, there's a subject. It is indeed. War Games, great movie. How about a nice game of chess? No, let's play Global Thermonuclear Warfare. Joshua, wasn't it Joshua? That was the code to get into the back end. Joshua. Whopper. Yeah. It was a Whopper, but it wasn't a fucking burger. How about a nice game of global thermonuclear warfare? Yeah, why not? Dana, what was he called? The guy that looked a lot like Streets of San Francisco. Can't remember his name. He ended up being was he Matthew Paris's father in Voyager? Towards the end, once we got in touch with the Earth. Dana something or other. I don't say Carvey or Carver because that sounds like what's he called? In a car. Oh fuck. No, I'm not gonna get that. Oh fuck. Dana Carvey, Dana Carver, Dana Carvey. I don't know. I'm misremembering. I almost fell asleep there as well. There's Jack. Oh, okay, he was just there at 58. 4 minutes ago. Linda Lusardi. Oh man, now you're talking. Now, do you go for the Sam Fox bigger boobs or the Linda Lusardi more shapely boobs? And then we could talk about the next generation, Suzanne Missy, who died young, but had nice boobs. Where do you go, gentlemen? Larger or smaller but shapely? I could go either way. Different days I would go different ways. Some days it would be Sam, some days it would be Linda. Have we got ladies in the stream who are like protesting about the testosterone that's currently going around? Oh, I'm burping like shit. Pound, smash, poke, prod, press, push, punch, slap, chop, bump, tap, kick, click, lick, rub, slam the like button. And consider subscribing. Carl Mold, Streets of San Francisco it was, yeah. But it's very much like Dana, I don't say Dana Carvey because I think that's the guy from Wayne's World? Who's the guy I'm thinking of that was Tom Paris's father? Admiral something or other. Hold on. Can I do this? Actor. Dana. Tom Paris father. Voyager. Well, that's not right. Richard Hurd. That's not got a Dan. That's not a Dan or anything or other. Really? Hold on. Richard Hurd. And he was in V the miniseries. Was he really? Well, that's interesting. That rewrites my entire memory of Voyager. I thought the book was called Dan or something or other. Ask anything, okay. Who am I thinking of? Who am I thinking of? Actor? First name Dana. Dana. No, not Dane. Dana. So, okay, I got something wrong. I'll admit it. Dana Delaney. No. That doesn't ring any bells. Not Dana Delaney. That's a female. No. Man. A man called Dan. Sorry folks, I'll be right back with you once I resolve my I'm off on a tangent from a tangent from a tangent. Dana Elkar, that's the name. The confusion makes perfect sense. It looks remarkably similar to Richard Hurd, the man who played Tom Paris's father. Okay, here we go. Dana Elkar. Why you know Dana Elkar? He's in MacGyver, Baba Black Sheep or Black Squadron, Dark Shadows. I don't know from any of those things. It'll be MacGyver. His most famous role was playing Pete Thornton, MacGyver's boss, best friend, and director of the Phoenix Foundation. Dana Elkar. That's the one. And I only had to ask 3 questions of AI to get that. From not knowing the guy's name I don't know. Shall I? Oh, hiccups. Let me. I'm going to push that in, make sure we've got power. I'm going to go. Hold on. I'm going to go. We go full brightness, yeah? You want that? Do you want to be able to see me? Probably not. Scrolling. Jordan. Oh, Jordan. When you come to page 3, girls. Well, she wasn't really a page 3 girl. Jordan went straight to the magazines, if you know the magazines in the day. I've got, no, I haven't anymore. I had pictures of Jordan when she was kind of flat-chested, almost. But she was very keen to spread the legs. Was it, I think it was Mayfair. I think it was Mayfair. Before she had boobs. They certainly before they became watermelons. Yeah. No. I think one of my claims to fame is that I have pictures of Jordan when she was flat-chested. Oh, the hiccups. Scrolling. You can get some rest, Mike. Can't stay on too long. War operation plan response. War operation plan response. Whopper. Okay. I got you. Whopper. That was the name of the computer in whatever the film was called that I mentioned before. With Joshua. War Games. Yeah. Okay. I don't think I'm going to make the 4-hour mark, folks. I think I've had it. I think we're going to. I'm going to call quits on this one. I'm not going to get there. I don't think, unless something remarkable happens in the next 5 minutes. Burger in Homer speak. Whopper and burger. Okay, you're going with a Burger King, a Whopper versus a. Okay. Americans and Canadians, who knows? I got no idea. Good night, everyone, everybody, everywhere. Is that you? That's you off, Palmer. I think I'm off now, folks. Sleepyhead. I'm going just as everyone starts to arrive. I think so. Double Whopper with cheese, a Royale like Pulp Fiction. Oh, I've got no idea. I watched these films once and then never again. And then when people reference them in like this, when you reference things, I have a half awareness of the film, but I don't know the context and the lore. LORE, not LAW. The LORE. I don't always catch the meaning of every reference. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Hey babe. She's not moving at all. Let me show my Tina girl. For anyone who hasn't seen her for a while. I don't think I've shown her in a little while. Let me do this. Reverse the camera. Put the flash on. She's look. She's right under me. Hey babe. Hey. Hello you. Jack Attack says hello. Everyone says hello. Talking to the peoples. She doesn't care. She's asleep. It's It's okay. It's okay, babe. It's okay. Back to me. Oh, you unfortunate peoples. If I carry on for another 5 minutes, I will need to go and get another beer. That one is, as you just heard, empty and falling on the floor. The only question is, are we carrying on? Oh. I don't think I'm carrying on for long, but I think I might carry on for another 5 or 10 minutes. I'm carrying on for long enough to go and get a beer, maybe. I think. Got flies around my ankles. Flies and mozzies. Have a look, babe. You're not under my chair, no? She's not. Oh, here we go, folks. I'll be back in about a minute. Maybe a bit longer. Depends how long it takes me to step around her. Here we go, babe. It's okay. It's okay. Daddy's coming around. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. There we go. No problem. No, no problem. Wait. Oh, Tina. Oh, sorry, babe. Sorry. I think I got close to standing on her. I don't think I did stand on her, but I think I got close. Hey, babe. Sorry. Hey. That was a close call, wasn't it? That was close. It was a bit clunky when I walked back. Okay. Where are we? Where are we? Farmer says, good night, Tina. Get some rest. No from me. Say your outro. No, I don't think I'm gonna do the outro quite yet. I'm gonna. You never know. I might get a second wind and manage to make it to the 4 hour. You know, I like to make it to the 4 hour mark. Farmer says, say good night, Mike. No, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do a little longer. For better or for worse. Tina's not under my chair. I can move it forward again. We're all okay. We're all okay. Talk to me, peoples. Peoples of the interwebs. Come and talk to a tramp. Ask your questions. I think that's a little too bright. I'm going to knock that down a notch. No, it's not letting me. One more notch. No, I've definitely run my finger over the sensor. It's honestly, this lamp is a little bit annoying. I can see why Karen gave it away to me. It's rubbish compared to my other one. Doesn't respond to commands. Scrolling. Have you heard about tramps fighting online? It's big money, pay-per-view, Mike. I've heard about people beating up or trying to have fights with... it's an Americanism, very much an Americanism. I've never heard of it in Europe at all. I've heard of it, not interested. I don't wish violence upon other people. Like I said earlier, defensive of myself or to defend other people only. I'm a very calm, placid person. Now, okay, did I enter a boxing ring? I challenged the local police to have a boxing match with me, in aid of charity. They wouldn't. Tramps in the street. That's not a valid target. No. Heard of it, yes. You fighting another tramp could make thousands. It's not going to happen. It would make more for the bookies and the people around than it would for me. And it's not in my nature. It's just not in my nature. I'm not going to have a fight with some other down and out, some other person who's struggling in life. I'd probably end up hitting the person that was trying to arrange the fight. That's me. I'd be hitting the guy who was trying to fucking arrange the whole thing. No. I don't care about thousands. I don't care. I'm not going to hurt somebody else just for money. It's not. That's not me. See, this is the thing. This is what I said earlier. I'm about defending other people. I'm about using violence to stop greater violence. There's a certain amount of shit gonna happen, okay? Can I punch somebody once and stop that bigger violence happening? That's me. I say punch once. It might be a 3, 5, whatever shot combination, but you know what I mean. I'm about interjecting myself to stop a greater violent thing happening. Like when the guy was trying to break into the garage and I stopped him. It's using a small amount of force to stop a larger incident happening. That would be how I would explain me and my position. I'm always about the creative application of force. Like I said, I'm capable of great violence. I acknowledge that. I say that. Some people misread that or think that means that I'm a violent person. No. I don't walk around starting a fight, creating a fight. I don't push and shove and... I don't do any of that. That whole two people pushy shovey, no. You push me, I smack you. There's no there's no contretemps. You push me, I smack you. Just don't push me. But similarly, when it comes to other people, I don't know. How do you explain it? I haven't got... You know what? The whole street here, there's no lights on it. It's all gone dark. I don't know why. There's no lights on the main road up here. Where was I? I'm not sure where I was. With great violence comes great responsibility. Uncle Ben, with great power comes great responsibility. Uncle Ben, Spider-Man. Yeah, it's that. And it is a thing. It is a thing. Some guys that are violent or capable of violence are bad guys. Many of them are bad guys. I'm not the bad guy. if you're in a situation and I'm nearby, you want me on your side. I'm not the guy you're running away from. I'm the guy that you want to step in and stop the other people. Really, I am. Uncle Ben's rice, the San Francisco, what was that? The San Francisco treat. Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima, isn't she also? And Aunt Jemima's also in the mix. Yeah. Yeah. Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima. What a racist bastard! What a far right! What am I? Far right, transphobic, homophobic, blah, blah, just pile on all the fucking words, folks. And he beats women up as well, and children. I did all that. Admittedly, I did all that. All the words, all the ists, all the phobes. The main ist is pugilist. That's the only ist that I voluntarily kind of subscribe to. But most of you are gonna attach me to the other words, the ists and the phobes, the racist, sexist, femininity, blah 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 blah. No. Pugilist. I'll go with pugilist. That's my main ist or phobe. I'm an ist. I am all for stepping up, man against man, in a ring, face to face. It's the purest form of disagreement. It's the ultimate form of disagreement. I disagree with you so vehemently, I'll smack you. Yeah? Well, I disagree with you so fucking vehemently, I'll smack you. Well, let's see who gets to smack who. And two men walk into a ring and they fight. Does the fight resolve anything? Depends on the rules that you set before you step foot in the ring. Maybe yes, maybe no. It certainly provides a public spectacle and one man wins and one man loses. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Again, who knows? Don't know. Life's funny like that sometimes. Smack is a woman's fight, says Fama. We were talking earlier about, like, if a woman slaps you across the mouth, do you just take it? Do you just stand there and let it happen? And I was like, well, it's kind of 50-50. I might just stand, let her slap me, and then let her know that, hey, you didn't win. If she makes any kind of move towards a second slap or punch or whatever, I'm going to deck her. I will happily hit a woman. I know a lot of people say man should never hit a woman, blah, blah, blah. No, not me. You hit me, I might give you a little bit of leeway. I might. At my sole discretion. But if I figure that the punch was hard enough and problem enough to be an issue, I'm gonna deck you. Man, woman, or fucking child, you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back, and I'm gonna hit hard. I am gonna hit so much harder than you can hit me. as a guy who did boxing for a little while, I can hit you so much harder than most men can hit you. So even a man hitting me, I'm gonna hit you harder. How you take it, whether you stand it, whether you collapse to your knees, whether you... And if you collapse to your knees, I'm gonna do a follow-up punch, an undercut, and I'm gonna lay you out. It's just a... It's a pre-programmed finish, really. If you catch a man on the jaw, there are not veins, there are nerves that come down the jaw. And if you can get at them, if they're exposed and a punch catches them, your knees just collapse. It's called a glass jaw. It's not a personal... There's nothing you can do about it. It's not something that you did wrong. It's not something that, you know, if you were a harder man, it wouldn't have happened. It's purely physiological. The nerves come down here, and instead of being in a groove where they can't be hit, for some people, they can be hit and smack, and there go your knees. It's a thing. What do you do with that information? You help a guy with some farming, or plowing and smack him about a bit. I don't know. It's... The world's a bit weird like that. Get some rest. I'm going to go to bed soon. I am going to go to sleep soon. We are on 3 hours and 27, I believe. It'd be nice to make the 4-hour mark. It's only 20 odd minutes away. I know that I am kind of bordering on asleep. I have almost fallen asleep 3 or 4 times while we're talking. And I'm gibbering about nothingness. Give me a topic. That's better. Give me something to talk about for the next 15 or 20 minutes. Oh, scratching my leg, scratching my leg. You just take it and make love after. Okay. She might not be your girlfriend that's smacking you around the head, but yeah. Get some rest. Don't worry about video. We can wait for video. Farmer thinks I should just call it quits and go to bed now. And wait 18 hours for the video to come out. What do you think, Tina? Shall we just go to bed? We could do that. Or we could wait 20 minutes. Call it quits. Okay, mate. I think I will. I think I'll do that. I'll take your advice. Okay, folks. Down here is a Tina girl. If I can do this. Here. Look. Here's a Tina. I'm going to tickle her belly. She's got a little bit of a twitch going on. I think she's about to start running in her dreams. Hey, babe. Here's Tina. Okay, folks. From Tina. Where do I need to be? Over here. And from me, Delta Mike, out. Sorry we didn't make the 4-hour mark. Maybe next time. Thumbs up if you haven't already. Missed. I missed the button.